live.
All right. Hello. I hope everyone can hear us.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, welcome to YouTube Live with Stephen and Kacey Gardner. We're super excited to be here with you tonight. Let's see who's in the house. We have Mary, Jason, Bonnie, Bernadette, Jim, Stacy. This represents Missouri, Chicago,
Pennsylvania, Nebraska,
Ohio.
Hey,
all right. Hey. Hello. Hi from Texas. Hey, somebody from Texas. All right.
We love
Stephen for Congress.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe one day. We'll see.
Oh, I don't know why you keep saying that.
All right. Well, we're excited to have, oh, there it goes. Woo,
yeah,
now it's really cooking.
Now we're cooking.
Hey, someone from Utah, New York, California. All right. Well, welcome to YouTube Live with Stephen Gardner and Kacey.
Hey, everybody.
We're excited to be here with you guys tonight. Tonight, we want to cover some stimulus questions that keep coming up that maybe you feel like you're not getting answers on. Life questions, money questions, personal development, and anything that's appropriate about us.
My favorite subject is relationships, so
yeah,
it is my business.
So yeah, we'll get in and answer some questions. And boy, it's moving fast tonight. Yeah. So, all right. Okay. Well, over the last few weeks, we've been able to run some money giveaway contests to help give back to our community. We also do a lot offline that we don't talk about, that we're private about, with our church and different charities and things like that. But the people who have won have expressed that they are grateful to have that money for groceries or back to school. Mm-hmm. Or something like that. Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate that. And so tonight we're going to do things just a little bit different, just to mix it up. We like to keep the community informed, but also on their toes. And so this week we want to give away some of our super cozy hoodie sweaters. And sweatshirts. Okay. And so
my mom is always very much careful about it's a sweatshirt, not a sweater.
Okay.
Sweater is fancy.
A sweater is fancy. Okay, I didn't know that. So we'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about that. We hope it will be an enjoyable night as we talk about different topics and answer live questions from you, and also questions. I had so many questions come in beforehand. And so anyway, we'll go through those as well. I hope tonight will be fun and informative and lift your spirits. And anyway, we're here to bring you a night that's certainly better than the negative news.
Yeah.
And so we'll go through that information. I want to give a special hello if you are a member of my community. And thank you for being a member of our community. We've built a really great community.
I agree.
And we use that to help give back to people locally and online. And so if you're not a member of our community, I would just recommend, hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you're notified of future videos, so that we can update you on smart money tips, personal development tips, things like that. So, okay. Today we hit 650,000 people in the community.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
That's a humbling number.
It is. Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah. And all I can say to the community is thank you. We couldn't do this without you. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of research. People can certainly just go online and read things for themselves, but I think they enjoy, a short, hopefully 10-minute or less video that informs them on what's going on.
Less about the information and more about the delivery. I mean, I have been paying more attention to the news lately, probably a lot like everybody here in our community. And it's disparaging. And anytime I watch your videos, I don't feel disparaged. Even if the information isn't good, I feel better having just been, what feels like in your presence, even though I get you more than anybody else. But I prefer to hear my news from you. Sometimes I'll go on and be like, Steve will just update me later.
All right. Well, again, thank you for being in the community and supporting our channel. Last week, speaking of support, last week you gave one of my videos 81,000 views. And I just want, likes, 81,000 likes. And so I want to say thank you cool. For that.
That's so cool.
Okay. Now, let's see who's in the house here again. Chris, Kathleen, Ashley, Beverly, Michelle, Larry Cole says, great show, Stephen. Thank you. We're just getting started.
God loves everyone here. Bridgie, we agree.
All right. Hazel says, your hubby is famous. I don't know about that.
No, don't let his head get big, guys. Come on.
All right. Let's thank some people. Harris Pepper, thank you very much. Paula Foy, wow, thank you. That's very generous. I appreciate that. Brandy Brett, wow, you are amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's go through this. Now, the sweaters that we're going to give away are cotton. They're big. They're cozy. Sorry, sweatshirts with a hood. Hoodies. Let's call them hoodies, right?
We always grew up calling them hoodies.
Yeah, that's what I call them too. So they have the "You Are Amazing." I paid an artist to help me create this. Her name is Melissa May here in Utah, and she did a great job. So cool. And we're going to give away some sweaters. If you guys want to go to hoodies, golly. All right. yourbridgeplan.com/contest. And you can enter several times. I wanted to apologize for Rafflecopter. I know sometimes it was not working, and other times it was working, but it said that you had not entered. And so anyway, I apologize. I'm not going to use them anymore. I found a much easier way to get you guys involved in the contest. So hopefully that will take away from some of the frustrations that anybody felt. So okay, so go ahead and visit yourbridgeplan.com/contest to be someone who wins one of those You Are Amazing hoodie sweatshirts. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into this, and let's make this a great evening.
Yeah.
So okay,
it already is.
Let's see what's going on up here in the community. Okay, if a stimulus check is passed, how fast could they get it out to the people? According to Secretary of Treasury Steve Mnuchin, he can get over 50 million payments out in about 1 week. Wow. So it could happen very quickly. The other thing is they're going to be doing these prepaid debit cards that could also go out faster. And so I still believe that there is going to be a direct payment to the people. I'm super disappointed in our government representatives. Yeah. I don't even want to call them leaders anymore because it doesn't feel like leadership at this point. But so yes, one week they could start getting that out. Does that mean that they'll get it out to everybody in a week? No, but I'm just going off of what I've read. Stephen Mnuchin said over 50 million Americans money in 1 week. So I hope that answered your question. All right, Peter. Hey, thank you very much, Peter. I appreciate that. Susan, I want to win a sweatshirt, Kacey. All right, well, go to.
And she said it right too, so she's really serious.
Yeah. So just go to yourbridgeplan.com/contest, and you can definitely sign up for that.
And a little secret, you can enter more than once.
Yes.
You can enter more than twice. And then after that, just see what happens.
Yeah, you can enter a bunch of times.
Enter a bunch of times.
All right, Veronica. Hey, thank you very much. It's Stephen Gardner time. Yep. All right. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Omari Quintro, thank you so much for your time. and for share the good and bad news the way that you do. Yeah, you know what? I can't wait to say we have a bill that's official. We know the dates. We know that money is coming. Here's who's getting it. I never in my life thought I would spend 6 months updating people on new developments and information. And the reason that I do a video each day, well, at least 5 days a week. I don't do the weekends. I take time with the family, let it breathe, right? But there's just new information every single day, and it's back and forth. And one day, one side is saying, hey, we made a lot of progress. And the next day they're like, we didn't make any progress. What are you talking about? Now we're not even going to talk for 2 weeks. And it's been ridiculous. So anyway, I try to do those updates no more than is necessary. But there's just new information. And even on the weekends, I see new information and I'm like, unless it's something really, really big, I'm not gonna come on. But that's when I try to do my words of encouragement. I try to do my smart money tips, my personal development topics. So hopefully you guys find those other videos helpful. Now, some people said that they're not getting notifications. Under the subscribe, you also have to click the bell and turn on all notifications so that you're alerted to when I release a video about what's going on in the government or what's going on with money. Or like this coming week, I'm going to talk about one of my very favorite money tips that most people could end up with tens of thousands of dollars with this one money tip, but banks don't want you to know about this. And so anyway, I'll be sharing that coming up. Katrina.
This is a beautiful prayer. Thank you, Katrina.
Says, God bless your family and God bless America. May Heavenly Father send the Holy Spirit to help those that are lost. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. We try to do what we can here on the community. We also do a lot locally and helping other families here offline. But thank you. Thank you for that. J. Bry Worldwide, thank you for all the research and updates you provide. I love your unbiased view. I really do try to be unbiased, and I try not to slam the politicians, even though, oh man, there's some days that I'm just like, these people have me feeling crazy inside. But I'm sure you've noticed on my channel, I don't do the name calling of either side. I don't do the name calling of the President of the United States of America. And so I try to not name call on either side. I try not to favor one side or the other. Last week, I came down kind of hard on Pelosi. Other times I've come down hard on Mark Meadows. So anyway, I try not to be too heavy or too light on one side or the other. So thank you for that. Okay. How many times can you enter the contest? As many as it will let you. Go check it out. I've put in a mystery amount, so you can go do that. Okay. You guys are like Barbie and Ken.
Oh, man. With Barbie with braces. And like they're getting all spaced out now. It's been fun. It's been fun to see the weird shifts in my smile lately.
And I think that Ken has some better airbrushed abs.
Yeah, but they're airbrushed.
Yeah, than I do. Okay.
There's a lot of difference between me and Barbie.
Okay, why is your M&M jar getting smaller every day?
Because we have kids.
That's actually mostly me.
Is it?
Yeah, I've just been eating my feelings with, having to come on and do all this stuff. That
is hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go through a question here. Let's see. Donald says, why can't President Trump do an executive order and send $1,200 checks? Okay. So from what I've researched, the President of the United States of America cannot create a budget. They can't create money. Only Congress can do that. And that's why the House has to create a bill and then it goes to the Senate, or the Senate has to create a bill and it goes to the House. They then have to vote and it has to pass in both sides. and then it can go to the president to be signed or to be vetoed, right? So, President Trump doesn't have authority to issue those checks, right? The Treasury can do it once they are instructed by Congress and it's signed by the president. So he just simply doesn't have the authority to create that money because I think he would have done it by now. He has said several times, and some people don't believe what he says and others believe wholeheartedly what he says. But according to what he has said, he wants those checks to go out. And I mean, I guess he did step up and do these executive orders, and we'll talk a little bit more about those on here. Susan says that she always wanted braces.
Oh, well, me too. And I'm not going to complain about them. They're huge. It's a cost. And I wanted to sneak in and get my braces on before all 3 of my kids will need them. Yeah. So I kind of just snuck it in there, and Steve supported me. So I am very grateful. I know that it is a major place of privilege to have braces as an adult. So. A quick thing here. I thought this was really cool, and I actually saw this earlier, and I wanted to give this cute kid a shout out. But we have Teen Finance, and you guys should check out his channel. He says, I really enjoy your content. I can't wait for more. You inspire me to make my own channel with stocks, business, finance, real estate, and more. I'm 13, and I have about 1,700 in stocks. Okay, Teen Finance, whoever you are so cool. I bet you and our son would get along. Our son is also really into stocks and silver and wants to know. He watches I don't even know all of the S&P 500. He watches his personal stocks every day. So I love to see what 2 years in the future could be like for our son Gavin, because he pays close attention to what we're doing here. Yeah. Somebody else asked, how do I submit a question? Probably asking how these questions got submitted. In the community page, if you want to tell them about that.
If you go to my channel on YouTube, there in the middle there's a section called community page, and on there, on the community page, I put up pictures, I put up quotes, I'll throw out surveys, polls, different things like that. That's where these questions came from. And then people are asking live questions right now. I don't always get to them, but I try to get to them as often as I can. So
we have some fun questions. How did we meet? What is our favorite place to eat? So
what's our favorite place to eat?
Our favorite local place? We love Cafe Rio.
Cafe Rio is
probably, it's a local Mexican joint. It's like, what do they call it? Like coastal Mexican. It's like real fresh.
Yeah, it's like
lots of fresh food.
Yeah, coastal Mexican food. It's really good. Really good. Anyone that comes to Utah should definitely check out Cafe Rio. Yeah. And no, we're not sponsored by them, but if you would like to sponsor us, please.
Here's the thing. They know us there. Hey, where you guys been?
Yeah, they do. They know me by name. They know my order. I maybe eat there a little bit too much. Yeah. So, okay, let's see. Kara Hunt says, I have a tax question. When tax season comes around and we haven't been paying into federal, is anyone going to get a tax return? Are we all going to owe money? I've got a family of 5. My husband is the only one who works and 3 kids. We normally get a tax return. How much of this current situation is going to affect next year's taxes? I don't think it's going to affect it too much. I think that there will still be people that owe taxes, and there will still be people that receive tax refunds. And I think things will continue. Now, in the presidential debate, Joe Biden is saying he's going to raise taxes. Trump is saying he's going to lower them. That's not uncommon banter with the Democrat versus Republican thinking. I don't know that they'll be able to raise taxes too much more, because every time they raise taxes, the wealthy just move or figure out some other way to get a write-off. Like right now, the state of New York, if you do a Google search, they're trying to heavily tax their billionaires. Now, I think it would be great if, these people that make mega amounts of money paid in more. Mm-hmm. But the truth is, if you push them beyond a certain limit, they just move. right? So there's a ton of people leaving California right now.
I mean, we're going to be inundated.
Like,
I mean, even here in Utah, we are starting to call us Little California because a lot of tech jobs have moved here, and it's much, much cheaper to live in Utah. And it's actually driving our home prices up.
I was going to say it's becoming more expensive as people from California move here, but there's a lot coming.
So a lot of locals can't afford their own houses anymore because, I mean, you think it's great. Like, wow, I bought my house for $100 and now it's worth $350. That sounds really great until you want to buy a house next door and you can't afford it. And it's the same house as yours.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's see. Would you like to teach finances for my insurance CE company? Oh, well, feel free to reach out to me through yourbridgeplan.com and you can tell me more about it. I don't know what it is, but always open to hear about it. Jerome says, hello, Stephen and Kacey. Would you tell my kids Cassandra, Romy, and Lucas that they are amazing? Cassandra, Romy, and Lucas, you are amazing.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
We got 3 kids just like us.
Yeah, we got 3 kids as well. So Stephen for president. Oh, I don't know. Maybe one day. We'll see. We'll see.
There would have to be like apocalyptic type stuff happen for me to be okay with that.
The problem with running for president or even Congress or the House of Representatives is just look at how people treat politicians. Now, I'm not saying that they haven't earned some of the disrespect or bad feelings, but man, just think about the pressure that they impose upon an individual and just all the nasty back and forth. That's one reason I try not to be nasty is I don't want to see it on either party, but that just seems, smear campaigns and different things seems to be what people think gets you, hired on as a politician or a president. And I guess maybe that's why people would like to see somebody run.
That's why what I'm talking about. I'm making a joke, but there would have to be a huge overturn in the way politics is done. I have a feeling that our coming generation are not as gullible as generations past. And that doesn't mean I feel like we're all gullible, but I think we've gotten duped on a lot of stuff. And I think a lot of stuff is coming out. We're starting to see things as they are. And I think that our kids aren't going to stand for what we had no choice but to put up with. And those kids are going to go and say, I'm going to make a difference. So what we're going to do is nurture our son or daughters to one day hope for something much better than what we had and hopefully better than what they currently have. And maybe they will be the future presidents of our country. But I really hope it's not you or me, even though nobody ever says, Kacey, run for president.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not discounting anything, but okay. So to go back to the tax question again, I think it'll be normal. The higher your income, the more tax you will pay because it's a sliding scale that goes up based on your income. But if you are in that income bracket and based on the number of children you have, maybe you get the earned income credit. There's so many things that go into taxation, but my guess is you'll probably still get that tax refund unless you have like a major boost in income. It's probably going to be about the same. Melissa says, I celebrate my 51st birthday on Friday. Hey, happy birthday, Melissa Copeland.
That's my sister's birthday as well. So
okay.
I'll think of you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ms. Copeland.
That's awesome. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's take some live questions here.
I just got asked what lip product I'm wearing. And you guys, because of the mask mandate, I haven't been wearing lipstick very much. So I was excited to have a reason to wear lipstick today. But I haven't worn it since I got braces because I've had braces just recently.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get used to it. This is a Revlon matte lip gloss. And I love it. It doesn't really smear that much. And just a little plug for Revlon. If you'd like to sponsor me, I'm open to it. Is that how it works? Is that you just say it into the microphone?
I just
I'm just kidding.
I just say it, but they never call. So okay, let's keep going here. Go Buckeyes! Somebody wrote. So probably from Ohio, I'm guessing.
Ohio.
You guys are a cute couple. Thank you.
So Rodney Kugel Jr. I keep seeing Stephen, but ask your question again and see if we can see it. It's too hard to go back up through. So if you have a question, just type it in again.
Okay. Hi,
Super
Stephen.
chats.
Can the bank take our stimulus check if we are in our overdraft? Let me think about that for a second, because the money should hit your checking or savings account, and then you should choose whether to pay off your overdraft or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say that no, they don't have the right to do that. But if there's money in there, the bank may reach out to you to remind you that you have money on an overdraft. But I don't think that they can like garnish your wages or anything unless you just start defaulting on your loans. Then at that point, they do have a right to do garnishment or something like that. Okay, another question here. News states that McConnell will be re-entering the negotiations. What do you think will be the outcome of the negotiations with the Senate back in session? That is a great question. So, McConnell, unfortunately, he kind of bowed out of being involved in the negotiations, which I thought was a bad move on his part. I thought it looked really bad. But it's no secret. He and Nancy Pelosi butt heads. They do not like each other. And so I think he thought he was doing the right thing by stepping out of the negotiation conversation, but I think it was the wrong move. I think he should have been in there. I think he should have been pushing, because now remember, going into July, I've been doing this long enough, I remember this stuff, but going into July, he said that they needed to do a bigger bill and that he would follow the lead of the White House. Well, the White House is willing to do between 1.5 and $2 trillion. And the White House specifically wants more stimulus checks direct to the people. The White House wanted to do the unemployment, right? And so, but they want to do it at the right amount, right? They can't just continue to print money into infinity. It'll make the country bankrupt, right? But they do need to do more. They absolutely need to do more. So,
I agree.
And from my research, Mitch McConnell was one of the lead senators in drafting the original CARES Act of $2.3 trillion. So I think it could be good if he gets back in. Now, I have been reading that some of the hangup is most likely some from Nancy Pelosi, but also some from Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows was not a part of the original CARES Act. And so, right now, it's mostly Nancy Pelosi and Stephen Mnuchin who are starting the negotiations as of just this week. So hopefully they can come together on something and get it done. And so anyway, I hope that answers your question. It's my opinion that they will still do another stimulus check. My worry is that by waiting 5 months, that $1,200 is going to be too little. So many people are just getting further behind every 30 days, right? Like this new eviction protection for renters. At the end of the day, they still have to come up with the money. And so, they need that stimulus. They need that stimulus check. So
while you were talking,
okay.
Michael Rhodes said that if you have a negative balance, it brings your account current. So maybe Michael works for a bank or more than we do, but that was information from him. Right here it says, there it is, right there. Yeah, if you have a negative balance in your account, you don't get to choose if the money is placed in an account or it brings your account current.
Okay.
Michigan is so unaffordable for people like my family. This is from Kristen. No houses for rent, and we need one by November 15th. Man, tons for sale, but they can't afford them, especially right now. And we know how that goes. There's a lot of people in the same position out here. It's really
I couldn't even afford the house we live in now because property values have just gone up so much. It's just like everything is becoming so expensive, but wages aren't going up. And like I'm just reading the craziest things right now. Mm-hmm. Like de Blasio, the mayor of New York, is like, hey, New York is really struggling. We have to come together. the only way to get out of this is to tax people more. Like, what? Hold on. I can't afford my taxes. I can't afford a place to live. I can't afford food. And the answer is to tax me more?
No, people are just going to start leaving, and it's a
the government representatives they're just so disconnected.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you and I were talking about that this morning, and that's from across both aisles. Like or would you say across the aisle?
Sure.
How would you say it?
It's on both sides.
On both
across
sides,
the aisle. Yeah,
across the aisle. I personally feel, just from reading and trying to stay unbiased with you as you talk, I see that they're just not. They're not in the same headspace as the American public. They don't get it. They're, I'm not going to even give any examples because it'll just come across rude, but I just think that our representatives are not representing us, and I don't like that.
It's because they're out of touch.
That's exactly.
If you're worth $80 million, you don't know what it's like to not be able to provide food for your family.
Or just be one wrong move away from losing everything. And I mean, we've been there more times than I'd like to admit, but we've been there, and it's really tough. And, and some people can't help the family they were born into, but unfortunately, those people go into politics. And that's what I think we need a revolution of some kind in the politicians.
Yeah, we need a revolution, but without all the violence.
That's why I hesitated saying revolution.
Yeah.
I don't mean it in the way that you need to turn your town inside out. That doesn't help anybody.
Yeah.
So
Noelia Steers says, "Yay, my daughter finally got her stimulus and tax return." Ooh, okay. I don't hear a lot of tax returns, but I'm hearing more and more. Thank you, Jesus. You two are amazingly amazing. All right.
Hey, I like those adjectives.
Hey, thank you very much. Amazingly amazing. Maybe that will be my next t-shirt. Amazingly amazing. Okay. Let's see here. Jerome, Stephen, for a retirement plan, would you select 2 Roth IRAs with max benefit contribution or a whole life insurance for $500,000 with riders for accelerated benefits? Good question. Well, you can't have 2 Roth IRAs. I mean, you can have 2 Roth IRAs, but you can't contribute to 2 unless one is, your husband, the other one's a wife. It'd have to be 2 individuals, right? You can own multiple Roths, but you have a contribution maximum, right? With a properly designed insurance contract, like I teach, there is no maximum on how much you can put in. And so I have clients that put large amounts of money into their plan. And so, it really depends on your family. I'm a big believer in using a properly designed insurance contract like a Roth IRA. And the reason being is, if I were to die right now with the amount of money that we've put away, it would only cover my wife for maybe a year or 2, right? But with the insurance, it gets like 15 to 20 years worth of money if I die because of that death benefit, right? And if you know guaranteed that you're going to die, then why don't you play for the guarantee, right? Like, it's going to happen. Like my own father just passed away 30 days ago. I'm in the process of helping my mother collect that death benefit money, right? If she was just collecting on his retirement account, it wouldn't be enough to help her through her remaining years on earth. So anyway, reach out to me through yourbridgeplan.com and we can compare the 2. I'm not a Roth IRA hater. But I do tend to lean towards a properly built insurance contract. So great question. Okay, Meeser says, thank you, Stephen and Mr. Superman.
Mrs. Excuse
Oh,
yourself.
Mrs. Superman, I'm sorry. Please cover POTUS executive order he signed. What is holding them back? Nebraska, Ohio. Okay, so the best thing that I can say to you is, did I say Nebraska, Ohio? Oops. Sorry.
I thought
just human. Sorry. Nebraska is an E. So, okay. I would search Ohio executive order unemployment and see if your state, there's 50 states plus Puerto Rico, Washington, D.C., a few other islands. So I don't have them all memorized, but you can search and it will tell you when your state is going to sign up, if they're already signed up, and when they are going to be paying back. Now, I know that a couple people have asked this question, and it's one on my sheet of paper. Is this retroactive? My understanding is it is going to be retroactive back to August 1st. Now, I've communicated with a few people that are in some of those states like Arizona and Texas that moved faster on the executive orders than, say, like New Jersey or New York. And those people are getting the unemployment, the $300. And a few of them have said that they have received bigger lump sum checks of all of that retroactive pay. Mm-hmm. So I know it's frustrating to keep dealing with these unemployment offices, but you got to just keep trying to get that money because they owe it to you. They owe it to you. Okay.
Cody M., you are hilarious.
Okay.
Whether we agree or not, which we won't say, it's still funny.
Let me read what it said. It went too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now that hashtag Nancy Medusa has calmed her snakes at her privileged hair appointment, we might get $1,201 for each amazing American. I'm not going to talk about that, but she did not make herself look good by going into a hair salon. I told you this. I had no idea you couldn't get a haircut in California. Like, I don't.
They're easing up a little bit now,
but I don't pretend to understand how hard your lives are. I do my best to have empathy and help, but like, I can go get a haircut today. I just put on a mask. Mm-hmm. So I didn't realize people couldn't get haircuts. Yeah. I didn't realize that there were states where if you went outside, you could be arrested. Yeah. Like Utah is not good. Like Utah's economy is like, you can eat in restaurants, you can get a haircut. You can, it's pretty much a normal life. Mm-hmm. But for right now, they want you to wear a mask until they say that the coast is clear. Okay, Shannon says, what is the best type of life insurance for a 55-year-old age group? Great question. It depends on the amount of money that you want to have as a death benefit, also the amount of money that you can qualify for, and the amount of money that you can put into a plan, right? Mm-hmm. So, but if you're just looking for death benefit coverage, most companies will have like a $25,000 or a $50,000 death benefit. And you can look into what the pricing would be based on your age, your state, your gender, your health. You can reach out and I can try to help you with that. But, there's so many variables in putting a plan together that it would be hard to answer it on a live situation here.
Rodney, I saw your question finally. You asked, how do you know if you won the contest or not? And the answer is you would have been emailed.
Oh, yes.
We don't announce them on here just because we did several giveaways, and then it would be kind of a long and arduous thing for everybody in the community to listen to. So I promise you that these people have gotten their money, and it's been really inspiring to hear the stories. And one woman said that she messaged you from the grocery store, and they were eating ramen and so it's really cool to see the people that did. Maybe the next time we have people send pictures, because some people are like, "Did you really give the money away?" And I promise you guys,
I'm not interested in proving that we did right by people.
Yeah, but I mean, when we give the sweatshirts away, maybe people can send them in, and we can. You could just
that'd be
the community. It'd be really cool to do a compilation video.
Yeah, that would be cool. So, but yeah, if you were a winner of one of the 3 previous contests giving away money, then you were already alerted to the fact. And then if you win one of these 15 cozy "You Are Amazing" hoodie sweatshirts, you will also be notified via email. I don't choose the winner. My lawyer specifically had us make it random winners so that it would be as fair as possible. Okay. let's answer one from here, and then
Let's
we'll
do
go.
some like fun relationship ones because
Okay.
I was getting a little bored.
Okay. Well, I don't have a fun relationship. Most of
You
these
don't?
are money. No, most of these are money related.
Okay, I guess this is.
Well, somebody asked. I mean, is there a question in here?
Oh yeah, I mean, people have been wanting to know how. I mean, people always ask, how do you stay positive? People want to know how we met. People want to know, let's see, what was it? Our favorite books, things like that.
Oh yeah, let's do that one. Okay, Stephen, what are your favorite inspiration books? Also, do you have a planner to help people get their finances in order? So let's start with the first one. So what is a book that has inspired you? Or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, I pulled out some books. So let me grab those. Okay, so I did a little story on YouTube about the Motivation Manifesto by Brendan Burchard. That's a great book. It just goes through and talks about making sure that you're not living small, making sure that you believe in yourself, making sure that you realize that you have more potential than you give yourself credit for. So that's a great book. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I'll do one more. I don't think you can buy this book anymore. I don't think it's available. But Ready, Fire, Aim. This book really made a huge impact on me.
Michael Masterson.
And it made a really big impact on me. And basically what it is it talks about when it comes to business, don't wait until you have the perfect business or the perfect business model. Is, just get ready and then fire and then figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? Like
that's how we both launched our businesses.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people launch their business. I have 6 other books, but because of time, I'm just gonna do those 2. But I did want to say how much I enjoy the Chronicles of Narnia. Yeah. Those books had a big impact on my life. I've read them with my son. I'm trying to read them with my daughters. They're not as interested.
Really in it.
But
they want unicorns and stuff right now.
Yeah. So, but anyway, the Chronicles of Narnia, and then those 2 books. What about you? Anything you want to share?
Probably the most impactful book that I read. I was probably way too young to understand it, but it really impacted me. Was Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. That book changed the trajectory of my life. Like we mentioned in the past, I struggled through some hardship growing up, and I mean, one of the things that happened was I had this month is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, my brother passed away from cancer when he was 12 and I was 14, and it was really hard. I mean, growing up he had cancer for 5 years and then passed away, and then that's a difficult on its own is a difficult thing to deal with. And so my dad was really wise and wanted his surviving children to have the best chance possible of having a good life despite the hardship. And that wasn't the only thing. That was a manageable thing, I think. But in that book, he basically says you can't steal the human spirit away from somebody. You can take away everything they have. And I think that's so applicable right now. And it's something that just keeps coming up, I think, and it's really powerful. And then also another book I read was the unedited Anne Frank novel. My aunt that's Jewish gave me that book when I was 14 and wrote a little note inside that said that I reminded her of Anne Frank. And ever since then, I've been writing in my journal like one day it would be published. But and it was a little embarrassing there in my 14-year-old journal. But at any rate, the Holocaust really did affect me.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Somebody said that the Bible, that I would agree. I enjoy the New and Old Testament very much. I know not everyone on the channel agrees with that, but I really enjoy it. Okay. Somebody said that Ready, Fire, Aim is available on Audible and on Walmart.com. So that's cool. I went looking for it. I couldn't find it. It was gone. Okay. Another question from J. Bry Worldwide. I understand the holding at 2.2 trillion, which is a bad move as it is needed now, but promises were made to essential workers that was never upheld. Also, Customize NY would like to help me with sponsoring if possible. Message me. Okay. So, the problem with the 2.2 trillion, as far as I understand it, is there's no details behind it. They just keep throwing out that number. Now, if we go back in time to May, there was the HEROES Act, which was 3.4 trillion. And unfortunately, they threw in a lot of pet projects. And there was a letter from over 100 Democrat representatives to Nancy Pelosi saying, you put too much into that bill. And maybe that's why she came down to the 2.2 trillion. But, I wish that they would just say, okay, 3.4 and 1 trillion and divide it in half. That would be the 2.2 trillion, right? That would be the average between the two bills. But Stephen Mnuchin said today, he is not for the 2.2 trillion and does not believe the people. I 100% agree with you. If they would put the people first, then that would definitely, I think, move things along. And I believe that the people would go spend that money. Like, one of their excuses is that they think people don't need the money and that they'll hold the money. I just don't believe that's true. And the spending that happened in May and June are proof that that is true. But again, I'm not in the government. Okay, Jose Rivas, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Okay, I think we got everybody.
Do you want to start it over?
Let's see. Oh, it says it's buffering.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Oh, I don't know if it'll make it. If this goes down.
See you later.
All right, it's been good being with you.
We'll come back on in just a minute.
Okay. Well, I don't know if we can. We'll see. No, it's gonna drop. So okay, no, I think it's working again.
Are we back? Nice.
Okay.
Okay. So you
Says
discussed a bunch of stuff about the stimulus and
So I'll just recap really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that something needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The 3.4 trillion. Even the Democratic Party is now saying, okay, we went too big, and many Republicans are now saying we went too slow. And if they could just come together on between 1.5 and 2 trillion and get this thing done,
just get it done.
Just get it done. I know. You guys, you could probably tell by how I glaze over a little when we talk about the money stuff that I just want this to be done. I just want the American people to get the stimulus that is promised them. And like, you're right, the HEROES Act needs to, but the truth is if we learn nothing else, is we have to do our best to put ourselves out there and reformulate, but the government has to take care of its people. You guys did not ask to go onto lockdown. We didn't ask for that. You guys didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for it. No, this has been miserable. Watching, some kids not be able to go back to school for their first year of kindergarten or high school, or wear masks every day. This isn't what people wanted. And, it's affecting everybody. Yeah, I know. Tensions are high. Depression is high. Mm-hmm. Suicide is high. It's really bad. So, okay. What is going on for essential workers? Sadly, right now, they're just not being discussed. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't mean that something's not going to happen, but it's not looking good. And I hate to be the one to say that, but you asked the question, and that's just what I'm seeing as I read through. I'm not seeing anything coming up about it. So anyway, I wish to express appreciation for everybody who has been a hero and an essential worker. But, as far as the government goes, I'm just not seeing them talking about it much, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, something new came in. Mm-hmm. Latest on essential workers. Okay, I think I just said something about that. So I believe that they deserve something. Maybe they should get 2 stimulus checks, but I mean, they did continue to work, and the government brought that up, and I wish they would keep their promise, but that's the government. They don't always keep their promise, right? They make a lot of promises to get elected, and then it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dinah. Thank you, J.K. Hess. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see if there's another. When will I get my money? I don't know. I don't know when you'll get your money, because right now the Republican Senate is supposed to introduce this week a new bill that we're hoping will be around 1.3 to 1.5 trillion. Last week they were talking crazy about some $500 billion plan, and I think it was just because they wanted to get something through quickly. But they got to think this through, right? Like, I can see why Pelosi wants to do a bigger bill and not do these little mini bills, but at the same time, some of the 3.4 trillion was so big and there's no data behind it. Like, how much does each state need? They don't know that, and so they're just going to blanket throw money out there. I think that they should be looking into that, because at the end of the day, they're going to have to raise taxes to make up for this, or our children are going to have to pay for this in one way or another. And that's really sad that will be the situation. So, okay, let's take a few more questions here.
Something somebody asked, it was a while back, but it said, how can you, it was, of course, the word relationship was in there, so I zoned in on it.
Okay.
But it said, how can you keep your relationship good during lockdown and during these times?
Oh,
so
okay.
That's cool.
Do you want to answer that, since you're in the relationship business?
Yeah, I think that communication is key. And honestly, you could apply whatever I say and take it over to government, and maybe they all need a coach to how to talk to each other. But because essentially you have two different groups of people from different backgrounds who want the same thing, which is a healthy marriage or a healthy government, a healthy America. So I think communication is key. You have to talk. Once you stop talking, things start to fester, and that is where problems come in, is where you start assuming the worst instead of the best. And I think that serving each other has been huge. I know that for me, marriage has humbled me time and time again. And one of my favorite doctors, he's a relationship doctor, he's a guy who has a PhD who talks about relationships. He said that marriage is the most elegant thing to shape you into who you are meant to be. And I think what he's saying is that marriage is really refining you. It is not easy. And, Steve and I love each other very much, and we get along really well, and we're two very different people. And like I said, we have the same goals, our same morals. We have a lot in common, and we think we should get there in different ways a lot of times. And so when communication breaks down, we start to fall apart a little bit. And when we're communicating well, we feel a lot stronger together. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think just allowing somebody to be who they are, reminding yourself that this is another human having an experience completely independent of me, right? Like, she has different eyes, a different brain, a different childhood to filter things through. And so just providing grace or space to be who you are. Now, that doesn't mean that, you always continue to have your bad habits or something like that, right? But just reminding each other that you are just a human having an experience, just like I am, right? And
we all are going through a lot. And I think that there's been times in our marriage where you've had to give me a lot more grace than you were requiring of me, and vice versa. And there's just times where you just go, look, this person has a ton on their plate right now. I'm going to give them some grace, and I'm not going to pick apart the stuff that bugs me, because one of the questions that I ask my clients very first is, what do you think it would be like to be married to yourself? That's a tough question to confront. And a lot of times it's enough to make you just pause and get quiet for a minute and do some self-reflection. What would it be like to be married to me? And I could tell you right now that you're a very patient person, and you're a really good husband. So, just realize that, just like Steve said, we're all on this journey, and it's refining, and it's hard, and it's meant to be that way. That's where growth is. That place that feels uncomfortable. Just remember, if you feel uncomfortable right now, just keep moving a little bit forward. Just one thing, like we talked about the last time I came live, was just do one thing for yourself that makes you feel good, whether that is a craft, creating something, talking to somebody, helping somebody else out, going outside yourself, making your bed, going for a walk. There's a list that is endless. Literally, there's literally endless things you could do to go outside yourself and make yourself feel better.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you laughing at? Is there something funny?
Someone said, "You have great teeth," and then it made me smile and show them.
I'm probably not talking about mine. You can't tell. I've got a lot of spaces in my teeth right now.
Shannon McCoy, I see your little icon all the time. I just want to tell you that you are amazing. I appreciate you being in my community. I've seen like 7 or 8 people say, "Is there a way to contribute to helping other people?" Yeah, you can. I mean, I don't require anybody to send money. I don't ask for super chat. We give where we can online. We give quite a bit more offline. But if you want to reach out through yourbridgeplan.com, we can make arrangements through PayPal or Venmo or something. I don't keep any of it. I don't keep any of it. I try to, I don't even try. I'm very honest about the money. I know what money comes in, and I give it away where we can, or to a family or something. So, and then we contribute our own money. And then, like I say, we do a lot offline. I can't do everything online, but the contests are how we make it fair, right? There's 630 or 650,000 people. Like, how would you make it fair except for a contest that randomly picks a winner? Right. So that's our way of giving back. But yeah, if you want to, you're more than welcome to reach out, but it's not required. The super chats aren't required. The super stickers aren't required. Right. Like I don't need you to do that, but I try to use that money to do good where we can. So, okay. We're coming up on an hour, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. Let's see. Stephen, I didn't mean to be mean. Congress doesn't need a Three Stooges move. I don't know the context of that, but okay. I believe you. I believe you. So, okay. Let's see. Let me see if there's one more question. Oh, this was one that I thought was important. It says, I've heard rumors that President Trump wants to get rid of Social Security by 2023. Is this true? And what can we expect of Social Security in the future? I don't think that President Trump is out to ruin Social Security. There was a stimulus package where you could borrow from the Social Security Trust Fund, and then you would have like a 2-month delay. And President Trump said, no way, we're not touching that money. Right. So whether you like the guy or not, these are just straight facts. He said, absolutely not. Now, Social Security is on track to run out of money by 2037. With the pandemic, I have read that it may be 2035. Now, that doesn't mean that Social Security will go away. But right now, they can pay a certain percentage of your income as a social, returning that money that they took out of your check your whole working career. And if you die, then that money goes back into the pool, right? But people are living longer and longer. And so it's making it harder and harder for that trust to keep up with the number of people retiring and living longer. And so what should you prepare for? I think that the generation that is younger than baby boomers should be preparing as if there won't be Social Security. Now, that doesn't mean that there won't be. So I'm not trying to scare anybody. My whole point is to not be scared. But I think that we should prepare for when we're going to retire, or at what age we're going to retire, or as if there will be no Social Security, right? So live as if everything depends on you, but then know that there will probably be something there, right? And many seniors will pass away, and then that money won't be going out the door. And then in 20 years or so, the baby boomer generation, which is a big group, that generation will pass away. And so, but anyway, that would be my advice, is to prepare for retirement and living retired as if it won't be there, but knowing that there's going to be some kind of social safety net, right? And it's your money. They're taking it out of your check. So it's not like, I don't like when people call it like a bonus or something. It's your money, right, that they're returning to you. And so anyway, I hope that helps. I don't think he's out to bankrupt the trust. I don't think he would even be allowed to. Congress would have to be a part of that conversation. He's already said no. But is it running out of money? Yes. It's been running out of money since the 80s. It needs to be addressed. Most people don't want to address it. But again, if you're younger than the baby boomer generation, I would just say mentally prepare for the fact that it's not going to be as high, and that you need to put more into your retirement planning. And you don't have to think about that right now. Like right now, just survive, and then later you can thrive, right? And so anyway, I hope that answers your question. Okay. Jerome says, just sent an email. Can't wait to work with you. All right, great. Thank you. I look forward to answering your question. Emmett, thank you very much. Kathy, I want to help you bless others because you are amazing. All right. Hey, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. And I don't keep any of the money. I pass it all on and keep records of everything. And anyway, I would appreciate the opportunity to help more people. Okay. Do you have a hat in your merchandise? Nope, not yet. But I do have t-shirts and sweaters. Sweatshirts.
Hoodies.
You're not obligated to buy anything. Mm-hmm. You can go to yourbridgeplan.com/contest. Thank you, Vanna White. And there's not the same limitations on how many times you can sign up. And I'm also not using Rafflecopter because that was making it very, very cumbersome. And anyway, it should be a lot smoother to be a part of this week's contest. So go ahead and sign up. Okay, let's do these last ones and then we'll sign off. Mm-hmm. So Matt, aka Hops and Pipes. I'm 42 and basically have no savings. Is it too late for me to start saving for retirement? Keep doing what you're doing. Love the updates. Absolutely not. Did you know that the average person I start working with is almost 50? So you got time, Matt. Mm-hmm. But we do need to, the earlier you start saving, the more money you'll have, right? So if you want to reach out, you can get a free copy of my best-selling book, Taming Wall Street, on my website. You could also go buy it and support me through Amazon. But you don't have to. I've given away almost $90,000 worth of books to try to help financially educate. My slogan is, I want to help strengthen America one family at a time. And through education, we don't get this in school. I mean, I have a high level college degree. We did not get the finance training that we need. So no, Matt, age 42 is definitely not too late. But we got to get started on it. I'm working with a cool dude right now out of Northern California, 53 years old. We're putting a plan together that he was like, whoa, I never thought that I would have that kind of money or that kind of protection for my family or that kind of option to be in control of my money, my debt, my financial future. So anyway, yeah, definitely reach out and we can try to help you. All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up. I just want to remind you how grateful I am that you are in my community, our community. If you want to learn more about what Kacey does, you can go to CoachKacey.com, and Kacey is spelled Kacey, CoachKacey.com. I know some of you signed up for her newsletter. She'll be getting that out to you. We had some snags with her website, but we've got those fixed. So
yeah, and last time we talked about the somebody asked a really great question about what we do on date nights. And so I actually wasn't able to get that loaded up, but it finally is, it's up and running. If you want to have an incredible tool for getting to know your partner better. I have a really cool little PDF that you can download straight from my website, no cost to you, and it's at Coach Kacey. And how you can remember how to spell Kacey is it has Kacey in the spelling, Kacey.
Kacey. So coach, like a coach, Kacey.com. All right. Hey, remember that you can't hate yourself into a better situation, but you can love yourself into a better situation. You are amazing. We're so glad that you're in our community, and we'll see you on the next video.